Okay, let's start with SPX today. Yeah, I drew this a long time ago when it was when this level was rejected, and it is in fact, following that move, the H pattern. So it's basically testing this loss in simple terms. So what I want to wait for and see is whether it will test and goes below that level and starts to move higher, some short covering, and that could be the end of the correction. That's the best case scenario right now. But what I see right now is that NDX has been much more weak, and it already has tested the January lows today. So will SPX come down and test this or make a higher low, and this one will move in the next couple of days, moves here and probably moves higher. I'm waiting for that. So far we don't know, we don't have a resolution, but either this will move higher and SPX will make a higher low, or this will move lower and SPX will make a hedge pattern and will probably see a bounce from there. Those are the two scenarios. Those are the two best scenarios for the market. The third one is, both will probably move lower. It will probably come back, test this trend line, fail there, and probably move lower again. So I mean that will tell us whether this is a bigger correction or a shallow correction. So far, this has been a shallow correction for the indices at least. And we know that many of the stocks went down a lot, but for the indices, this is what I am expecting. There are certain things that I watch. Right now, there is no panic at all. Let's go here. So there is something called bullish percentage index that I watch. Let's look at the BPI. So for BPI, let's go back, let's say 20 years. Generally, you will have, see, any of the deeper corrections, you had 17, 22, 29, 19. So if you take an average, it's probably in low 20s at least. If it's a serious correction, yeah, it was 2. I mean, what this means is there was only 2.76% that was bullish. Here only 6% was bullish, 94% bearish. So this is an indicator where you have too many bears and the market turns around. Right now we are at 44. So we had a 35, and this is again the best case scenario is, we'll probably have a higher high like this. It will come down, make a higher high and starts to move higher. And that could be the end of it. But right now, looking at 35, 44, we probably have to go down a little bit more, at least to the 20s. So when I look at this chart, it tells me that, yeah, we are probably far away from, end of the correction. Let's go back here. That's about that. Let's look at ROT. And then what we are seeing right now is energy is lagging now. If energy keeps lagging, this is going to go down much more. So this is probably a short rather than long. Let's go through all the stocks. If you guys have any stocks that you want me to look at, I can. Let me know. There is not a lot to discuss. I'm looking at a lot of charts every day, over the weekend, but I'm not seeing any significant leading group at all. Forget about significant. There are no leading groups at all right now. Everything is pulled down. That's all. That's the only thing that I see. So okay, anyway, Facebook, I said that 207 is the level. Looks like we broke 207 today. It actually tested 207 and starts to move lower. Let's see next. I didn't even look at this today. Oh, that's a trend line, it seems. Oh, that trend line is at 170. Wow. But let's also look at the fibs here. I'm sure it broke the 61 percentile too. Yep, a while ago. About from here. Yep, that's done too. This is something I do on a regular basis. See where the, oh yeah, actually this, see you had this as a resistance here, resistance here. So yeah, this 190 might be an important level. We'll see. I'll show you something. Why this really helps. So during the 2008 correction, John Murphy from stockcharts.com, he was doing this, and he was drawing fibs at various levels, and this was one of the fibs. And you could probably draw a fib from here to here.
Yeah. Right.
And you have a support right here around 7. Actually, okay, hold on. Maybe that's not the fib he drew, because his fib, it went right to that 666 level. Let's see. What is the low here? 147.26. That's when I started giving a lot of importance to fib retracements. Actually, it looks like it's 684, but he came up with that 666 number, and that was the low of that day. It shows, what is it? Low 672, 666.79. If you guys see over there, maybe, I mean, my numbers may not be accurate. I mean, I'm not doing the right off the top of this one and bottom of that day, but this is one way. You draw multiple fibs, and these fibs are not next to each other. This is at 770, this is at 684. That's a big move. So the same way, it's always better to draw a bunch of fibs and see which one works. And this is a significant low, obviously. That's a significant low. This is a significant low. This is a significant low. Those are all the big lows when it started bouncing higher. So yeah, looks like this 190 is the next level. That's how much is that? 202, another $12. That's not a big move. It's probably another $6. But if it starts to bounce from there, that level would be more important. And also, oh yeah, this is also important. If it goes to 190, that's 50%. 50% of the stock has lost its value. That's a big. A lot of people do care about these things. Fund managers. I mean, that's why you see fund managers buying whenever there is a 10% correction, 20% correction, 30% correction, in the stocks, or if they like their base case in the stock, that's what they do. They just buy. That's what dollar cost averaging is for them. So that's Facebook. So 190 is the level for Facebook. Apple is still so far away. It still looks amazing. This could be a leader. Who knows? If the market turns around. and your trend line is around here. Actually, we could probably sell some puts below this 155 level, I guess. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. We'll see. Amazon, it's in the gap. Yeah, Raghu was mentioning. I mean, that's one of the reasons I bought this, 2970 and 2870 spread. But this morning I wasn't sure if the market was going to drop, so I got out. Anyway, so this gap could be closed. So the 2881 is probably the target right now. I was looking at the ratio spreads here and I wasn't getting any money. I was getting like 20-25 cents. So I didn't think it was good enough. Netflix is probably going to test that 350 level again. See, when the RSI goes to 25 on a weekly, that's generally, very oversold condition. It only happened once since 2010, right? We had one, I mean, that's the big recession. So since then, we had only one of those. So this could be a good one. But again, for me, unless it turns around and breaks out, I'm not going to buy it. But this is also one way to figure out if the market is hitting the bottom. All of these stocks will hit those supports, and they will all start to move higher when the bull market or whenever the bottom happens.
Hey KP.
Yep.
Just quick question on this. When you say breakout, right? Will you be looking for the trend breakout or the EMA?
That's no, not the EMA, but let me get to it. I know what you mean. So
Because pretty much for all the stocks, like that's what we have to follow, right?
yes, so it depends on how far the supply is. For example, for a stock like this, hold on. For a stock like this, it went sideways for such a long time. Okay, the value or the importance of this supply is now less. Let's say if it broke out right here, then this supply would be very important. Right now, after it moved sideways for such a long time, the longer this base is, if the base is, let's say, 9 months longer, you can just buy the breakout of this base right away. You don't have to worry about this. You see what I mean? That's the breakout I'm talking about. I'm talking about the.
But yeah, I do agree the consolidation. But let's say
Yep.
if you don't have the consolidation, right, for Netflix,
You're not. I'm not getting into it, because if this were to break out right here, as soon as it breaks out, these guys are going to come in and sell it.
so for Netflix, right? Let's say, so what would be the breakout?
Well, we don't know yet. We don't know. See,
No.
something like this. Look at something like this. Okay. It went down, came up, tested, failed, tested again, failed. And the next time when it started breaking out, that's when you get in. So that's how long is the consolidation? 9 to 4.
So breakout is like basically we have to see only the levels, not the or we could also see the trend breakout, right?
This trend line, yes.
Yeah, trend line.
Trend or the price. So there is a way to prioritize it. So if it is, let's say if you have, well, the priority is first the price, then the trend line. That's how you prioritize it. Yeah, I mean, for right now, yeah, it is still going down. I mean, there is nothing to do here. And who knows, this might turn around, and the breakout of that 463 might be important. But again, not if it breaks out. It has to break out probably 4 or 5 months from now, from this day at least. And also one thing what we will also see is we will see a bunch of stocks to break out at the same time. That will happen. And some of them will be, by the time this Netflix breaks out of this 460, some of the stocks will be breaking out of new highs. That will happen too. So I mentioned this dollar tree right recently. I think it was today maybe. So if you look at dollar tree, right, I mean, this looks like this is ready to go. Where is the market? I mean, compared to the market, this is very, very, very bullish. I don't know why it is, but yeah, it is. So if market can base right now, let's say market did a bottom today and starts to move higher, this is a place to be in. So I want to look for the stocks that are doing this, that are hitting new highs, new 52-week highs at least. All right, let's go to Google. Google has a crappy chart right now. I mean, it did amazing for the last 1.5 years, but yeah, this looks crappy. I mean, there are only sellers here. I don't see any buyers at all. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4. Yeah, it is. It is a recession stock. Yes, that's right. But we do not know why they are. Oh, by the way, hold on 1 second. I'll get back to Dollar Tree. So right now, this is not what you want to see in a good stock. This is how the bear markets look like. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You have 10 red days and 4 green days. So that's not a good environment for longs at all. And this one looks crappy right now. So we have a comment on Dollar Tree saying that it's a recession stock. It is a recession stock in a way that because it's cheaper, everybody would go to Dollar Tree. That could be the only reason I can think of. But we don't know what's happening with it. I mean, but market likes it. So as long as it can break out, I would be a buyer. Obviously, this does not, double or, go 50 or 60% like semis or whatever, but you would go with the first stock that breaks out. Tesla looks very weak, very, very, very weak. So it tried to break out of this resistance. Now it's breaking down. It took out the 200-day moving average. And this could go all the way down to 620. I think I mentioned this last time too. And yeah, if market gets worse, yeah, this is going all the way down to 620 or even 546. Who knows? This thing moves really fast. So it probably needs, I don't know, a month to go all the way down to 550. What else we have? Microsoft looks all right. I mean, not so great, but looks okay. That's a topping pattern, just like the rounded bottom. This is a rounded top. As long as it stays above that 280 level, I think it's going to be okay. Let's see what else. Yeah, I was looking at Sharp. Let me know if you guys want me to look at any stocks. But yeah, Sharp, this 593 looks like a very good support. And that's it. That's a deep move. I mean, 1700 to 600, that's down 65% maybe. And I thought I drew this. Maybe this one is already taken out. No, it's not. So that's an important trend. Yep. So it actually that 593 might be at least a short-term bottom for this. In a sane market, yeah, any stock wouldn't go like this. It would probably go like this along this trend line. But obviously, It went up a lot. Now it came back, all of it. And pre-pandemic high is 408 for this. So, oh no, actually this is pre-pandemic high. My bad, sorry. Yeah, that's 593 is a pre-pandemic high. So it gave up all the, post-pandemic move. What else was I watching? Yeah, today I got some puts into Macy's. That's a big candle.
Melee also.
Yes, sure. Yeah, I mean, let me know all the I mean, I don't have any charts to look for, so yeah. Yeah, so this is buyer shut off, where you got rid of all these guys. Whoever is in this range got sold off in a single day. So if we get a follow through tomorrow, that will be a big candle. So that's one of the reasons I got into this one. Half a position, and I'm not going big into anything right now, but there is a higher probability that this will have a follow through. This is how, I mean, I used to be part of them. This is how you trap the buyers. It goes higher, people get in on these breakouts, and once it starts to move lower, they won't sell. And then that happens for another couple of days, and they'll probably sell it on the third day, and it hits a bottom in the third day. I mean, that's what I have seen for many stocks. Yeah, I saw this one too. Yeah, I thought this would be a good support, 930. It's not, obviously. Let's look at the, oh yeah. So that's yep, that's the pre-pandemic high, 756. That's the next move, I guess, to 756. Wow, 2000 to 756. Wow. Anything else? MRBI. Yeah, not a kind. First thing, I don't know anything about, if it's not technology, I don't know much about it. But anyway, looking at the chart, it's probably breaking it hasn't broken the downtrend yet. Generally, when you have a trend like this, the first test of the trend line, it would generally fail. But if it breaks and moves higher, you'll see a lot of buyers come in. Anything else? I had some, I can talk about some of the stocks I was looking for. Yeah, Coop, I had this one as a alert. It broke this low. I mean, it's hard to go short now. I mean, after such a big moves, and what I'm really looking for, even if I want to go short, is for it to consolidate for a few days and break down of that consolidation, right here like this, and probably, but I mean, this moving 5 days in a row down, it might go down, but I don't see any, resistance if it starts to move higher.
What was
like,
that website, KP, you were showing?
Which one? The stockcharts.com?
Short covering? If you don't mind, can you, no, not Thinkorswim. You were showing the short thing, right?
Oh, you mean this one?
Yeah, okay. What is this?
Stockcharts.com.
VP.
This is free, actually.
Oh, okay.
VPNYA. Yeah, this is, and this, you can go to stockcharts.com and you can, what, let me, hold on. Where do I find the link? Permalink. Copy link. I'm going to post it in the webinar channel.
Okay.
Yeah, you will probably get some ads, but yeah, it is free. Let me go back to Thinkorswim. All right. So we are talking about Neo. I think the whole sector looks to be more bearish. Neo looks the same. I saw some news yesterday about Cathy Wood buying $30 million worth of XPV, and it's down. And yeah, they all have similar patterns. It's probably going to break the 33 level, and it's going to probably move much lower. Plug. I forgot about this stock. Yeah, but yeah, it's not going anywhere. See, if there was any strength in this stock, they should have went up at least a little bit more. I mean, it went down a lot, but there is no stock, there is no strength in it yet. Checkpoint. I haven't looked at this for a while. This one looks really good. The only problem, I will tell you, 121, that's 7%. See, I mean, that's huge volatility. That's the only complaint I would have, is that the volatility is way too high. So if I have a 7% or 8% threshold for my position, it will be taken out right away. Higher probability. Any breakout, it will be taken out. Certain stocks are hard the way I trade, but I guess, again, that's also because we are in a bear market, more or less. If this was a bull market, yeah, you could give concessions to many stocks, and then you could probably you will probably have more success in stocks like this. We were talking about AbbVie before, but yeah, AbbVie looks amazing, but I don't know, for some reason I'm not. This is probably a good place, I guess, this breakout. Yeah, it could be, by hindsight, but this is probably the best place right there. The consolidation breakout of this one. But this happens all the time, Obviously, this was not on my radar. Breakout of this consolidation would be a good place to get in. I mean, this one just looks like Albertan, that consolidation and a breakout. That's it. The one problem for me not to pay attention to these is because I look for growth stocks all the time. These I cannot watch all of them. I'm sure I was watching some other stocks. What else? Yeah, and stocks like this, they are getting hammered more and more. I mean, let's look at the. Let's assume this never happened. And it means the market was never that bullish. Yeah, 48, it also broke 48. Yeah, that looks horrible. Next 38. I don't know, I mean, these are getting hammered really, really big time. Any other stocks? These are going to take a long time to recover, probably months, because of all the supply, because of all the guys who are trapped right here.
Look at Cognizant. Somehow they're all holding very nicely.
Yeah, that looks really good. Yeah. Talking about Cognizant. Look at Accenture. No, actually, CTSH looks much better.
Right.
Yep, this looks much better.
What about United Healthcare?
Give me 1 second. Let me check this one. These are not great sales though. Let's look at here. 455. Yeah, not great sales, but yeah, I mean, I guess they are holding well. UNH. This is well, I don't trade UNH that much. Last time it worked out well, but if there is a lot of strength in XLV, yeah, UNH probably would be a good one, I guess. It didn't go down much. That's one big positive thing. It did not go down much. So you have a kind of wedge here. So depends on where it's going from here. If it breaks down, it's over. If it moves higher and breaks above this trend line, that would probably a good one, I guess, to hold on to. The one problem with this market is, I'm doing my research, but I can't find anything that's, and when the market goes down, everything is going down. But I do not see any leaders or anything that's moving up strongly. So until that happens, we will have to just stay put and see where the market goes. That's it. Let me stop recording.